Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Metropolis Radio. Today we've got more Doctor Who news. And more specifically, we are looking at this article here, why Doctor Who Season 13, or Doctor Who Flux, is changing the show's story and episode approach. Current Doctor Who showrunner Chris Chibnall explains why the 13th season of Doctor Who is changing the show's traditional approach to stories. Current Doctor Who showrunner Chris Chibnall has explained why the 13th season is changing the show's traditional approach to stories. Season 13 of the long-running British sci-fi show titled Doctor Who Flux will premiere on October 31st. It is the final full season for current Doctor Jodie Whitaker and Chibnall, who will leave the show following a series of special episodes that will air across 2022, culminating in an episode celebrating the BBC's centenary. Okay, I think I mispronounced that. Doctor Who's 13th season since the show's revival in 2005 will stand out when compared to other seasons of the revived era of Doctor Who. Not only will it change from the show's usual monster of the week approach for storytelling in favor of a single season-long narrative that will span across the whole of season 13. You better take that back, because they've done that in the revival era before. Many people, what you're forgetting about is season 3 of Doctor Who and the whole Yana storyline, the You Are Not Alone. Anyone who has seen the 3rd season of Doctor Who, that was the season with David Tennant, and the companion was Martha Jones. Anyone who has seen that season automatically knows what I'm talking about. But it will also be the Doctor Who's shortest season by consisting of only 6 episodes. Fans have speculated the reason for the change in Doctor Who's typical structure, and now the current showrunner has explained why season 13 is taking such an approach. In an interview featured in issue 570 of the official Doctor Who magazine, Chibnall explained that the changes in the show's structure were caused by issues surrounding the COVID-19 pandemic. After discussing whether safety producing this season would be possible under restrictions at the time, Chibnall and those behind the production realized they would be unable to produce the show in the same way and with the same episode count that they had previously. As such, Chibnall chose to opt for a shorter season with a single season-long narrative, enabling the show to have more recurring characters and villains, while also having to strategically manage resources and sets for locations too. And here is what Chibnall said, quote, "The impetus came from the logistics. At the beginning, we weren't even sure we could make a series under COVID restrictions. We asked ourselves, can we do it? Should we do it? How would we do it?" And that I actually do commend Chris Chibnall on, working within your limitations is like, okay, you've been dealt a shit hand to a degree. Now what are you going to do with it? Again, I am not trying to imply that season 13 is going to be the best season of Doctor Who ever because of its limitations. In some cases, limitations can actually harm a production more than help it. But getting back to the quote here, once we analyzed it, we realized there was no way we could continue making it in the same way. Doctor Who is one of the most difficult shows to produce, and we were aware that the pandemic would make it even more difficult. We've tried to keep pushing the show every year, and we didn't want to let the ambition of the show down, but to continue with the previous number of episodes was financially, logistically, and operationally impossible. I realized that there was a way to keep the ambition high, to move the show forward, and to play around with things, and that's why we've gone with this format. Among other things, it's enabled us to have more recurring characters, including villains and monsters. We've used our resources as cleverly as possible with sets and locations too." End quote. With season 13's overall story being titled Flux, many fans have discussed the change and made comparisons to the show's original run across its classic era. Comparisons were made to both the 16th and 23rd seasons of the classic era, which both consisted of an overarching narrative across a season. Season 16 featured an overall story collectively known as The Key to Time, which saw Tom Baker's 4th Doctor commissioned to search for the titular artifact, while season 23 placed Colin Baker's 6th Doctor on trial by the High Council of Gallifrey in the overarching The Trial of a Time Lord story. It isn't the first time the modern era has seen a change in structure either, as under prior showrunner Stephen Moffat. Both seasons 6 and 7 were divided into 2 parts. Season 9 also experimented by consisting of primary stories that spanned over 2 episodes each. Again, why are they not bringing up season 3 of Doctor Who when Russell T Davies was showrunner? They did it there with Yana. You are not alone. With discussions of radical changes for the show by the BBC's head of drama and reports of Sony purchasing Bad Wolf, the production company who will be producing the show for its 60th anniversary special and onwards, and I have already done a video detailing that report. Fans of the popular sci-fi show remain attentive to every changing detail about the show. Despite currently working on other projects, speculation has begun on what the return of former showrunner Russell T Davies may bring to the show, with fans being both hyped for his return while wary that it may be relying on nostalgia for his era. While many discussions around Doctor Who's future are currently going on, fans can at least find some comfort as to why Season 13 has changed so drastically from the modern era's traditional formula. Here's my ultimate question. Why couldn't Jodie Whitaker and Chris Chibnall do what David Tennant did for his final season? If you remember, there was no official 5th season for Doctor Who. Actually, no, I screwed that up. There was no official 4th season for David Tennant. It was a series of specials. I believe it started with The Next Doctor, then it was The Waters of Mars, and then Planet of the Dead, and then what was the 4th one? The 4th one was with Timothy Dalton, and it was a 2-parter too. I'm trying to remember. I'm looking it up right now because it's gonna bother me. I don't think they have them listed though as episodes. It would be just faster if I just looked up David Tennant. Sorry guys, I know you can't see what I'm typing, even though you can probably hear it. David Tennant. They came out in 2010, I want to say, or was it 2009? Oh yeah, they also did Dreamland, but Dreamland's not really all that important. I can't really find them, and I'm trying to remember the year they all came out. Hold on. Okay, this is a little harder than I realized. Hold on. Why didn't I just do a Command F? I'm an idiot. Okay, Doctor Who, boom, boom, boom. Okay, oh, that's why. Okay, here we go. Wait, there was a Family Guy episode with, oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, here we go. The End of Time. That was the one I'm trying to think of. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, the End of Time. And I was right. It started with The Next Doctor, then it actually went to Planet of the Dead, then went to The Waters of Mars, and then The End of Time. The Waters of Mars being my personal favorite special of that run. And I know I've spent quite a bit of time on something that you guys couldn't see, but it was bothering me. I had to think of it. So yeah. Why couldn't Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whitaker just take that approach? Just focus on like 4 or 5 main specials that don't really have to overlap, but end with her regeneration, just like The End of Time did. Is Doctor Who Flux going to be the greatest season ever made, despite its limitations? I'm not making that judgment call too early. For all we know, Doctor Who Flux could be the absolute worst season of Doctor Who. And guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it right here. If you stuck around this long, thanks so much for doing so. And if you've been following me long enough, you know I'm terrible at ending these videos. So I will just see you guys next time.